Elizabeth, you shouldn't be teaching. I mean, I can't think of anyone less suited to being a teacher.
Estas películas de mujeres con comedia perversa, ¿tú crees que esto está aquí para quedarse?
Like, we didn't want to, like, shock people. We were just telling this story, you know what I mean? Which is just horrifying. Because Lee and Jean, who are brilliant writers, thought up these crazy characters in this situation, you know what I mean? So, like, we never thought of raunch in our minds.
¿Por qué crees que a la audiencia le gusta este tipo de comedia perversa y honesta?
Well, comedy by nature, I think, is about things that are true. You know, we laugh at things when people say, a comedian says something that is so brutally honest that we have to acknowledge that it's the truth. And then you have to laugh at that because it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that person just said it. And it's so true.
Supuestamente el diálogo en esta película te recuerda mucho a tu papá, Emilio Díaz.
My dad had the best sense of humor. He was so funny. And growing up as a child, having somebody who was just very blunt. My father was very blunt, and also really, you know, about kind of giving us, his children, the truth, you know, and never sort of sugarcoating it ever.
You know, before coming here, one of the biggest questions that a lot of our users were asking were about your heritage.
My father's Cuban.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my father was Cuban, Spanish via Cuba to Tampa, Florida, where my family came many generations ago, back at the turn of the century, Spanish-American War. They went to Tampa and were cigar rollers. That was the first Cuban settlement before Miami. Outside of Cuba was in Tampa, Florida, in a place called Ybor City. And Ybor, they still have some cigar factories there to this day, that some rollers still there, some cigars that are rolled there. But my family were cigar rollers, and I have all of my abuelos, like my great-grandfather's, all his cigar presses and choppers and everything. And so, yeah, so that's it. So I grew up with the Cuban heritage, the Cuban culture, the food, the language, although I don't speak Spanish. I can barely speak English, honestly, but, you know, that's basically where it was.
Begging you.